Hey, I figured that
Yes,
I would hear a ton of people. If I look at the document, there's a ton of stuff. So is this the they always call you Miss Group?
yes.
All right. So somebody, tell me what you encountered in that first. Read to me what you've written here, if you don't mind, in the upper left hand corner um, cell of our spreadsheet or our table. Who
Sure.
populated that? Was it Ryan?
Yeah, the first bit I put that there.
Would you read that to
We
us?
yeah, sure. They think up ways to punish you for their own bad judgment.
Mhm.
They have allergies to gluten or shellfish. They're vegetarians, but they can eat chicken, or they can eat fish but no chicken, fish but no bottom fish, salmon but no hatchery salmon, oil but no butter, butter but no oil. Some can eat neither fish nor chicken, but they can have milk and eggs. Others can have milk but no eggs, or vice versa. And some can have no chicken, no fish, no eggs, no milk, and no cheese.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you for putting that in there. What is it describing?
It's describing these really picky people, like these awful people who just think that, they that they need it very special for them.
Right, and we can under she doesn't say my customers are awful and picky. She shows us that they're awful and picky by making a list of the things that she heard. So this is kind of a sense list, even though it's also a list of items that picky people will request, while they're ordering. But yes, it is in that sense imagistic because it is what she heard. And Ryan, I have forgotten what is the environment that you'll be writing about?
I'll be writing about returning to college as an adult.
Oh, that's right. So
Yeah.
what have you sort of pondered any?
I've started. I'm not, I'm not finished, with anything by any means. But the ideas, the main talking points that I want are the expectations that people hold for an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, are not always realistic with a college student. Uh, and another one is obligations that you gain through adulthood that keep you a little bit more. It makes college more complicated. Like for example, like I personally have a child, right?
Oh,
So I have to, that's an obligation. Like I have to spend time with her as well as take her to like things that she has to do, right? So
yeah.
those are two of the main ideas that I have to talk about, and I'm kind of looking for at least one more good one that I can kind of expand on it.
That's great, and I see you using listing because you're looking at obligations, responsibilities. So that's kind of when we make those lists, it helps us structure a paper. We might have two paragraphs on obligations and two paragraphs, right? Do you see how
Right.
those lists might do that? I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and ask. So, can somebody read me this next cell below the first one?
They didn't give us a break because of the dishwashers. They just wanted their food. They saw the guys who washed their dishes and get hauled off by INS with their hands cuffed, but they were thinking of supper. Should they get the
Mm.
halibut or the salmon?
Oh, boy, look at that. So we have not only that image that just, soul crushing, like rethink it, America image. That's so sad, and then all they're thinking about is halibut and salmon. There's a juxtaposition there. What were your thoughts about it? Why does it jump out to you?
Just because it talks about the selfishness, I think that was important.
Rethink it, America? Yeah. No, sorry, I probably shouldn't, but it is pretty selfish. It's pretty sad. I'm gonna go and visit the rest of the groups, but let's look at this next one down. Whose was this before it starts?
Mine.
Um, Oh, it's the same image, so we can sort of roll. Good. I'm gonna go. Sorry, and you can tell I am recording, and so I'm trying to like create content. All right, so that one's a different one that we haven't heard. Who they can stand in the kitchen.
That was mine.
Would you read it to us?
I'd rather not.
Oh, they can stand in. Do you mind if I read it?
Go ahead.
Thanks. They can stand in the kitchen with their eyes closed and tell you what the customers at each table look like and exactly who ordered what. Diners think nothing of the fact that their waitress has 30 customers and each one has ordered something different, and yet the plates she sets in front of them contain exactly what they wanted. So this is such a lovely and beautiful moment from the essay where she's focused on literally how difficult. I suppose if anything in this essay speaks to what we don't know about waiting tables, it's this. So it is a powerful moment, and certainly I think that particular description, and think about it is imagistic, because what do we see in our brains when we read the sentence, they can stand in the kitchen with their eyes closed? We see a waitress standing in the bustle of the kitchen, and she's thinking, like, where is this table? How do I get this to this person fast enough? Who is it that's allergic to shellfish? Anyway, it's my hope that looking at these things help each person really pause and think about the environment. Jennifer, what is the environment that you're going to be writing? Oh, we discussed what you'll be writing about, and so the environment might be high school, it might be a park, it's a place where teens chat together. Is that right?
Yeah, mainly high school.
Okay, cool. Well, think about, high schools have more smells than most people can remember, so remind us. I'm just joking. You were there much sooner than I, but I think that you can fill that in. What I remember about high school is all the sounds and all the craziness, No wonder so much wildness happens at high schools, because, like, you have Cliff Kitab, whose favorite trick was to open up his locker and then slam the door toward, like, not closed, but like away from closed, and then pull his head away just as the door was going to take his nose off. And then he'd turn to you and go like, that was cool. I don't suppose they did that to you guys. Anyway, those are the kind of folks. Listen, I'm going to jump off. You guys keep going. There are more images here. I'm going to go to the next group. Is that cool? Keep working. Fill those. I see that there's more room. You can grab a different one. I'll see you guys in a second. I'm now in the breakout room, and yet I'm not hearing the...
How you doing?
There we are. Good. Everybody seems...
Welcome.
Thank you.
Boat.
All right, so you guys are doing They Always Want the Doctor. Who wrote the first image from They Always Want the Doctor?
That was me.
Oh, there you are. Thank you. Ashley Bass. Hello. Would you read to us the image that you sort of grabbed for us to talk about?
So it says, along with the suffering, are mothers in desperate need of answers, nervously rocking their small, whimpering children.
Beautiful image, right? And notice that that's a visual image and an auditory image with the addition of a single word. Whimpering. It's what makes that image jump out to you, Ashley?
At home there was 2 new babies born into my family over the break. So just the small children whimpering just kind of stood out a little bit more to me, just because I've seen that more recently.
Wow. Well, congrats to your relatives who have had babies. I imagine it was more than one, unless they're twins.
So it was kind of a weird situation. So it was like, they were born like a few weeks apart, but they're cousins.
Oh, perfect.
So,
yeah. Yay. What is here? Hit me with your thesis statement. There's more to blah 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 blah. Blah. Do you have your thesis statement for your paper?
Yeah, so there's more to being an only child than most people think.
That's interesting that you chose the baby one, because I wonder if, like, oh, new baby, new people, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I think that that's really neat. Who knows if it's going to make it into your essay, but that's very cool. I'm looking down at the next image. Who wrote that? It's you will say to yourself, contemplating once again why.
I think that was me again.
Oh, that was also Ashley?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Let me take a peek here. On the front lines. Okay, so here's where the images happen. A battlefield filled with death, blood, disease. Notice the listing, descriptions. Wow. So we have that overarching descriptive identifier, battlefield. But what are battlefields? Places of death, blood, disease, always unnoticed. And then, of course, it's all a metaphor for what happens in an emergency room. Really good grab there on that. The next one is they sit in the waiting room, huffing, puffing, and even rolling their eyes in disgust if someone rushes in with a broken arm or complaining of chest pain, knowing that now they're going to have to wait a little longer. Ouch. That's who shared that one with us.
Really vivid, very vivid. That was me.
Oh, that's Pierce.
Yeah, that was me.
It's super vivid. So I'm, as you guys know, I'm recording for our online cohort, and I'm going to just kind of have to go visit the third group, and trying to make a shorter video this time. Oh, and then my kids are yelling, okay, what they're playing. When they don't, good, wow. All this listing, when they don't get what they want, or you leave a bruise with a difficult blood draw, you use sutures to close a wound rather than glue. You ask them. There's this incredible listing. Gosh, who was this? Who shared this with us? Hannah?
Yeah, I did.
That's really good. I'm actually going to pause so to be honest, I was looking for the one where, and of course, different things jump out at people, but when I think of this essay, I think of that person walking back and forth at the back of the room, waiting to get their pain medication. Oh, it kills me every time. But of course, that's because I'm a heroin addict. No, I'm not. I was just joking. But I can't, the writer of that piece doesn't say that's an addict. They just describe what an addict does. And they don't have to say it. Because anybody who knows what addicts do recognizes who that is. What you have captured here, though, let me read it. I hope you won't mind. When they don't get what they want, you don't do what they want. You leave a bruise from a difficult blood draw. You use sutures to close a wound rather than glue. You ask them to stand on the scale when they already know their weight. They will curse at you, call you a horrible name, question your competency, walk out on you, or even throw things at you. Are you guys seeing all of the listing there?
Yeah, it's just one after another.
Just bang, bang, bang. And just last question, and then I'm going to bip into the next room. Which sequence, and just off the top of your head, not a quiz, which sequence from They Always Call You Miss does this piece of modeling remind you of? From, because remember, this is a student of mine who wrote this about...
The layering?
Say it again.
Maybe. I think maybe the layering of how they're describing it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all just layered. It's all collapsed. But I'm literally talking about, like, what is the writer of They Always Call You Miss discussing at a moment that kind of like, it almost feels like this sentence, this paragraph or sentence feels like it's almost a direct pull in a way. Not plagiarism, because it's about something totally different, but rhythmically, it really reminds me of a section from They Always Call You Miss.
The part where they're trying to remember all the orders.
Absolutely.
Or maybe when they talk about all the allergies that they have.
Thank you. Absolutely. And to be honest, our team actually, I'm scrolling to the top of the document where Yeah, here it is. It's the one in the top left of the table. They think up ways to punish you for their bad judgment. They have allergies to gluten or shellfish. They're vegetarian, but they can't eat chicken. Whatever. Just read that section. It is remarkably similar to the one that you guys, that Hannah gave to us here.
Basically the same.
Say it again.
It's basically the same, yeah.
So, and you know what? I mean, this is why I've put these together, to make your life easy. I want your experience writing this to be easy. I want your experiencing concentrating to be challenging. And I don't, I want you to grow as thinkers while you try to remember all these details about whatever scenario. Does that make sense? Cool. Say it again, Pierce.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Awesome. You guys keep working on that. I'm going to talk to one more group, bring us all back together. Wait, why is this room 1? What is this? I already talked to that group. Why did these things change in order? Okay, sorry, I'm learning. I'm joining this room. Hey, everybody. What sort of images from? Oh, nobody told me the real title. Here, you guys tell me the real title. I'll change it right now. What is the real title of the Christmas tree essay?
They always want lower prices.
Lower prices. All right. Who could? Was it Lucas Tepe that did encroaching numbness, or the encroaching numbness?
Yeah.
All right. Would you read that to us, and we'll just talk about this as descriptive imagery?
For sure. I said the encroaching numbness as you get colder on whatever unfamiliar hillside you're working on. The exhaustion as you watch an adult saw down yet another tree further from where you're carrying them. Then the last, those feelings don't change as you get older.
Mm-hmm. Really good. Really good. And again, it's not just what we see, and do you want to hear like a strange coincidence? This is so weird. The guy that wrote this texted me yesterday to ask me if he could put me down as a reference for his Eagle Scout. And he has built another informational kiosk at, what's that? Bald Hill Park. And I was literally just talking about that because one of our students is an Eagle Scout. Anyway, isn't that a small
That would
world?
be me.
Oh, who was that? Logan. Who was
Yes.
that? I remember now. Logan, isn't that funny? We were just talking about the Bald Hill kiosks, and this guy literally just called me yesterday because something. Isn't that funny? Do you know this kid?
No.
Isn't that funny? You're a Boy Scout, too. And a local in the same area. He's active right now, and you're going for an Eagle Scout. Is that correct?
No, I am an Eagle Scout.
Oh, you might have gone through earlier. And what was your...
Yeah, it was 2019. It was the end of 2019.
Did you also do an informational kiosk, or was it a bench?
I did not.
What did you do?
I did a bike repair station, public tools,
Oh,
so that people can fix their bikes at bike trails.
that is awesome. All right, so I got to get focused because, So anyway, this is a good grab here about that. So it's about what we can see. It's about what we can feel, the coldness, and it's just sort of about the inconvenience, really good details. Hit me with Nordmans. Who's our Nordman person?
I also threw that one in there, but we discussed a lot of them as a group, which one we were going to add.
Oh, I dig. Sure. No, absolutely. I just hope that you guys discuss this. Let me read this one. Nordmans are beautiful trees colored in an iconic blue-green. Nice description. It makes me wonder if they've ever purchased a blue spruce or if they've only ever known the Nordman by another name. And again, pulled out of context, this is it. But this is a little bit of imagery combined with, of course, that sort of that attitude. It's almost like Alison Clement gives us permission to feel, to take some attitude. Layla, which one did you include?
I included the one about the man with dementia when he was with his mom, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How far down is it? Would you read it to us?
Yeah, let me pull it up real fast. So I just put a little bit from it. I said, I would come to know, as my mother had learned from the gentleman's wife, he had dementia. He was a Boy Scout himself once, and Christmas was very important. Christmas was very important to him.
You know, there's something so touching about that, and I think that that move that the student writer about Christmas trees makes is he's reaching for that moment at the table there where the husband is giving, sort of saying, I love watching how she eats. Do you know what I'm saying? So just to say, Layla, and to everybody, that's above and beyond the Call of Duty for the A this paper. You know, like the example that we're using is, it's a professional piece of writing. I love to watch people reaching for those richer, deeper, you know, wow. But it's an easier paper than that. I'm going to bring us all back together now. Is that cool? All right, we'll be in one big room. Okay, what does this mean? Leave breakout room. And now I have to close the breakout room by going to breakout room and then closing all the rooms. Everybody will be here in a minute, literally. There's Logan. All right. So I hope that was that helped kind of give you guys the push you need to compose your first draft, which is due on Monday, right? Is everybody aware that we have a first draft due on Monday? Now, yay, what is the Mahogany's giving me the thumbs up? Okay, good. I got to say, if you get that too close, it looks a bit like a gun, and it's terrifying. So, but yes, the physical thumbs up there. Thank you. Good. So it's almost impossible. You guys. So that document, save the link, bookmark that page, because I could see, you know, somebody, and to be honest, I had a student in my class last time where we would do this. You know, we were virtual like this, and she would just do everything. It's crazy. She would literally like go through a document like this and put like all of the most similar ones together. And by the way, we saw two, and then I'll end because it's already the 50, but from They Always Call You Miss, there's the one that Ryan put up, which was, you know, they'll want to punish you for the bad decision they've made. They're allergic to this. They can have this, but they can't have this. They just want to tie you up in knots and make you suffer. And right, isn't that kind of like what you put up there, Ryan? Right. And then the middle column. Oh shucks, middle column people, remind me of that one. You guys were just with me, and we looked at it and we talked about how similar it was. What was it about?
It was the one about like the pacing in the waiting room and the always complaining because they have a bruise, they need this medication.
Yes, right. Or if somebody walks in with a, you know, anyway, with a broken arm, people will roll their eyes because now they know they're going to have to wait because of the triage system. What? That is amazing. Anyway, so let me just kind of wrap everything up for you, which is the line that came to me is Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope. And I'm sorry about that, but what I mean, and it
that
just,
line was technically originally Princess Leia's quote, so just correcting you there.
Oh, why? Who did I say?
You said Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It is her quote, but she says, yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope.
Yeah, you're my only hope. But like that quote is from her technically.
Oh, it's not technical. I remember exactly when she records it onto R2-D2. Trust me, it is seared into my spirit. She squats right down. But yeah, and so what I mean by that is that like the ball is in your court, and I hope that your experience with They Always Call You Miss and the emergency room essay and the Christmas tree essay have sort of helped you, and this experience of sort of just tearing those three essays apart and looking, how do they construct? How do they come up? Does anybody have any questions before we go?
How long is the narrative supposed to be?
it's surely in the assignment guidelines, but I recall that these papers are usually 3 to 5 pages. Sometimes some students ask the question, can I go beyond 5? And the answer is yes, although the comments will diminish after that. And don't go beyond 7 because that just breaks my spirit. So just in terms of that, but yeah. So yeah, like 3 to 5. Or any other questions?